Hello.
Hi, Samuel. How are you today?
Pretty good, pretty good. Pretty
Good. I'm glad to
tired.
hear that. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, why are you so tired this week?
It was just I had a lot of windshield time at work. And in the afternoon, the warmth of the sun through the windshield and just
Oh,
the rumble of the car. It's
yeah.
soothing.
Oh, no.
Other than that, I'm great.
Oh, yeah. Heat can really take it out of you. I used to be a lifeguard and man, like I'd be like, how am I this tired? I just like stood or sat in one place. But it's
Right.
it's crazy how just like being out in the hot sun, it really does sap your energy if you're out in it for too long.
True that.
Yeah. So, as we're getting started today, I'd love to hear maybe what you would like to focus on for this week. Do you have any particular goals for today?
Goals for today would probably be, wait, where'd it go? So this week I was working on the script, the
Awesome.
witch one.
Yeah.
But the problem is I couldn't ever get the voice how I wanted it to.
Oh, okay.
And I really oh, one sec.
So, I would love to hear where it's at. That being said, I also know that sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves and pretty perfectionistic. And the thing is, sometimes we have an idea in our head of how we want it to sound, and we can't get it exactly like that. But then, we do what we can do and we get it in by the deadline. And, we might hear back and have people go, oh my gosh, this is amazing, just what I wanted. And we're like, wow, I didn't think it was that great. So that'll happen all the time. But something that I like to do is I give myself a time limit. So I say, this is the amount of time I'm allowed to spend on this. And if I get done with that amount of time, I have to just say, okay, all right, that's all I can do. Because if you are too much of a perfectionist, you're going to waste a lot of time. So my rule of thumb for myself is if I feel like in that time I was able to get it like 80% of the way there, then I just say, all right, moving on. Because I can spend a pretty short amount of time getting it to that 80%. But if I want to get it to 100, I might be there for hours and hours or days and days. And so I started to go, okay, maybe my time is better spent doing something else. And as you do more and more voiceover work, you're going to be getting better and better just by having the experience and doing it. So let me hear where it's at, and then we might do some tweaking, but ultimately, I don't want us to stall things while you spend a lot of time trying to make the voice exactly what you hear in your head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
So show me where it's at first.
yep. That might be the second problem.
Okay.
Okay, so I just opened my computer
Yeah.
and it's gone.
Oh, it didn't save. That's okay.
Oh,
That just means we have to do it again.
and that was like the perfect day because I had so that day I didn't talk like the whole day. So I just kept like a dry, low throat. I don't know
Okay.
if it was the best idea, but it got that absolute golden spot that I was waiting for. Like it sounded so perfect, like something out of
Oh.
what was it? Harry Potter film.
Oh, neat. Hey, that's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Mm,
So we're just gonna try it again today.
damn, of course the Google Doc is still open with everything highlighted.
Aw, that's all right. Things happen. Is there any way you
Yeah.
could maybe like search or be like previous projects, like um go to like recent projects or something, like maybe it's saved in a different area? Because I've done that before where I did record it. It just ended up in a different area and I was like, how did I do that?
Yeah. Let me check real quick.
Sure.
On quick access, the latest one is the WWE announcer.
Okay. Yeah, so
Oh
maybe
yeah, I
it didn't
forgot
get
I did that
saved.
one
That's
too.
okay.
I think I still need to edit that one.
Okay,
Uh,
maybe we could do that today. So go ahead and read it for me and just do it live for me right now so I can hear what you're trying to do with it.
yeah. Let's see.
And who knows, maybe it'll be even better today.
Who knows? Okay, where's it? I forget I'm colorblind. Yeah, what's the point on doing on organizing these with colors if I'm colorblind?
Oh, my grandpa's colorblind. You
It's
know,
a
dogs are
blessing.
colorblind. They can only see blue and yellow.
Really?
Yeah, so that's why blue is their favorite color.
Hmm.
They see blue the best, and then yellow they see a little bit, but they don't see any other colors.
Okay.
So like they'll
So
see like purple as blue. So they translate everything in those shades or it just looks like gray. It's pretty neat.
yeah, that it. Huh. So the toys I should have been getting him are red. I mean blue, not red.
Yeah. Or
Oh.
yellow. Or
Or
if you have like
yellow.
orange or green or purple, they can usually see those a little bit because they look blue or yellow to them.
Yeah. Found it.
Great.
I'm gonna bold it so I don't forget. Or I can see
Cool.
it a little better.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me try it. Boosting the input a little. It began with a shadow glimpsed by a child. The whispers spread quickly. A witch, they murmured. A servant to the devil himself. The town gathered, torches flickering like fireflies in the night. Abigail pleaded. She swore upon the Bible, upon her very soul. But the magistrates did not hear her, only the gasping sobs of a young girl, trembling, pointing a finger. The girl cried. The verdict came swiftly. The gallows loomed against the stormy sky, waiting like an open mouth as the noose tightened around her neck. Abigail lifted her gaze to the darkening heavens. She whispered. When the dawn came, the magistrate who condemned her was found lifeless in his own bed, his mouth frozen open in a silent scream. Some say it was the devil, others say justice.
Okay, nice. A lot of really good stuff I'm hearing. You know, last time we worked on this, it felt a lot more effortful to me, and it definitely sounds like you've been working on it and like your voice has gotten a lot more comfortable with it. And we had worked quite a bit on like accessing that lower, deeper, rumbly part of your voice. So I'm hearing a lot of positives. So tell me, what was your favorite thing that you just did? The thing you liked the best about that?
Um, I think my favorite thing would have to be what you pointed out, that I got a little more comfortable with the deeper voice. You see, I've actually been spending ages trying to figure out where's that sweet spot between, the gravelly part and where I can't go down any lower.
Right.
So finding that comfortable Goldilocks zone was like
Yeah.
was my big goal. And recently I've been able to sort of feel where it's supposed to be.
Nice. That's
But yeah.
great. Yeah, developing more awareness of what it feels like, I think is really important. Anybody working with their voice, I think it's really beneficial to have a physical awareness and be able to recognize what you're feeling, when you're feeling it, where it is in your range, and being able even to articulate what you're feeling and what you're doing to someone else as though you're teaching it to them. I think, just shows that you have such a deep understanding of your instrument. And if you understand it well, you can use it better. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nice. So then I'm curious, what was maybe the thing that you thought has improved the most from last session to this session?
Mm, from last session might have to be the stamina before I kind of crack into my own voice again.
Nice. Yeah, I agree because last week we were cracking quite a bit. And
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't hearing that again this week. And then like you were saying more awareness of where in your range things happen because you were staying really beautifully like in the right ranges for things to where you weren't cracking or you weren't bottoming out. Um and I think that's awesome, or even like where you flip into like your head voice register, those kind of things. I thought I could definitely hear that you weren't tripping over those spots as much this week, which is great. What would you say is maybe the number one thing that you thought, if I did it again, I'd want to tweak this?
Mm, might have to be that I forgot to do the the um the villager voices at the beginning.
Okay.
Like I feel like that'd be a little easier to swap voices to than
Hmm.
Abigail.
Sure. Okay.
Hmm.
And the thing is, if we are using this as a sample clip, it's not something you're doing for a job. It's something we're using to learn and also to share your skills and abilities with people. So, maybe we pick and choose like which sections we want to use in our sample clip that we show to other people. I think it's great to practice all those things, but if you're like, I don't feel super confident with my Abigail voice at this time, that's okay. You can just choose to not share that moment in your sample clip or in your reel. You can just exhibit other parts of it. There are so many opportunities for different voices in this script. I think it's a wonderful one to work on for growing those skills. But if you have something that you're like, I'm not really comfortable sharing that yet, that's okay. Just use a different part.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the yet part because
Mm,
I'm definitely gonna work for that how did you call it? Vocal diversity?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a lot more opportunity for stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Love it. So, why don't we go through again? No pressure. Try to just have fun with it this time and think of it as an opportunity to play and experiment with those voices. And it's just a way to like stretch your character voice muscles?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
let's try it again.
It began with a shadow glimpsed by a child. The whispers spread quickly.
A witch.
They murmured, "A servant to the devil himself." The town gathered, torches flickering like fireflies in the night. Abigail pleaded. She swore upon the Bible, upon her very soul. But the magistrates did not hear her. Only the gasping sobs of a young girl, trembling, pointing a finger.
You bewitched me.
The girl cried.
You walk with Satan in the dead of night.
The verdict came swiftly. The gallows loomed against the stormy sky. waiting like an open mouth as the noose tightened around her neck. Abigail lifted her gaze to the darkening heavens.
They'll never rest.
She whispered,
Not while the innocent suffer, while the guilty walk free. This town is cursed, and the dead will not forget.
when the dawn came, the magistrate who condemned her was found lifeless in his bed, his mouth frozen open in a silent scream. Some say it was the devil, others say justice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay, good. So what did you like?
Mm, I was definitely trying to be a lot more, how would I say, a lot more playful with the narrator's voice. Like a few more emphasizing words. But I think my favorite part, mm, I don't know, might, of course I didn't get the voice quite right, but I did get the kind of the tone I wanted Abigail to have.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
agree. I noticed that. So I felt like the voice was less extreme of a difference thinking about last time that we were working on it and the contrasts, but it still was so obvious that it was a different character and the intention and the emotion. And honestly, it felt more real to me this week than last week. Like last week felt a little more artificial, like you were still trying to figure out the voice. And this one felt a lot more authentic to me, and the
Okay.
emotional engagement I thought was better.
Oh, that's awesome to hear.
Yeah. So then thinking about it, like what would you say is your maybe the thing that you like the most about Abigail's voice at this point?
Mm, maybe the tonality.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Kind of what you're saying, shifting away from feeling like I'm reading a script. Or at least that's what I hope.
Yeah, I definitely could see that. That before it was more like, okay, like I've been given these words to say and I'm just reading them. But now it feels a little bit more like you have more understanding of the characters and like, it's flowing out of you more, right?
Oh, okay.
Rather than just like
Yeah.
reading a script, like you're authentically like living in that moment and it feels like it flows a little bit more easily because you're feeling it as though you are the character.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, very much so.
Nice. Awesome. Good. Yeah, so that's something I feel like I'm hearing, which I'm really happy about. So honestly, like from last week to this week, I feel like it's improved a lot. I'm really happy with what I'm hearing. And I mean, I think it's in a great place. It's come a long way. So, if you want to go ahead and record it right now, we definitely could do that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Then I might keep trying with Abigail's voice later
sure.
on.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. You can always update it.
mm-hmm. But it's what you were uh I'm losing my words.
That's
It's like
okay.
what you were saying. I can always add it later.
Mhm.
And the thing is, at this point, we'll have three scripts, I think, three or four.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it'd be kind of fun to even start partially building the reel too.
sure. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Yay. So, yeah, I'm gonna record this.
Cool.
And make that there. Put Audacity in the corner. Testing, testing. One, two, three. It began with a shadow glimpsed by a child. The whispers spread quickly. They murmured. The town gathered, torches flickering like fireflies in the night. Abigail pleaded. She swore upon the.
And I'm losing it.
That's okay. Go ahead and take a second. Sometimes we also just need to like rest in the middle, and that's okay too. You could do it in smaller chunks. Let's try. I just want you to sigh down for me. Let's do a ah.
Oh.
Yeah, nice. Okay, good. Do you have some water there maybe that you could get a little bit of?
Um,
Something you can do if you feel like your throat gets dry or tired is you can go like this.
oh wait, one sec.
You just like gargle water and slide your voice up and down, and it'll make your voice feel a little bit more like reset and your throat will feel more hydrated.
Hmm. Yeah, sadly I don't have water near me. I
That's
think
okay.
the
Do you want
only
to go get some? Or we
uh
can, it's something you can try during the week too if you want.
yeah.
Okay.
Let if we could try it during the
Yeah.
week because I
Well,
think
another thing you can do is you can chew lightly on your tongue and your body will produce more saliva because it thinks you have food in your mouth.
okay.
So you can just like chew a little bit and you'll get more hydration. And then, you
Huh.
can swallow that saliva and it'll just kind of like wet things,
Yeah.
which can kind of help a little bit. So why don't we go ahead and try it again now?
Yeah.
Ah. It began with a shadow glimpsed by a child. The whispers spread quickly. They murmured. The town gathered, torches flickering like fireflies in the night. Abigail pleaded. She swore upon the Bible, upon her very soul. But the magistrates did not hear her, only the gasping sobs of a young girl, trembling, pointing a finger. The girl cried. The verdict came swiftly. The gallows loomed against the stormy sky, waiting like an open mouth as the noose tightened around her neck. Abigail lifted her gaze to the darkening heavens. She whispered, when the dawn came, the magistrate who condemned her was found lifeless in his own bed, his mouth frozen open in a silent scream. Some say it was the devil, others say justice.
I think that was a pretty decent take for
I
my
do
voice getting
too.
all.
That was really nice. That was very well done. All right, so do you want
Thank
to go
you.
through and record just the individuals, like the townspeople and Abigail's voice parts now?
Uh, yeah, let's try
Okay.
it. So I think the first one would be like I'm kind of picturing the old lady that looks like a witch. Like everyone's suspected to be a witch, but like they couldn't do anything about it. And now she's gonna be like, a witch.
A witch! A witch!
Would something like that work?
Why not?
Oh, so a little something like a witch!
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes I'll try a few different ways and then I'll pick my favorite. So I think that's perfectly fine to do.
Just add another track so I can organize it a little better.
Sure, yeah. And you could even rename the tracks and label them so it's a little bit easier to see which is which.
I can rename them.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Gonna move the microphone out of the way for a sec. I'm gonna just say a witch so I know which one it is.
A witch. A witch!
Yeah.
A witch!
Oh, that one's a bit loud. But putting
As
it
long as it
in,
didn't distort the volume, you're fine.
that's true. Looks pretty good for now.
Great.
And then let's get the other one. Tracks, add new mono. I'm gonna put uh there we go. So this guy, he's gonna be like the old farmer, the old coot, the what do you call the head honcho of a church?
Well, I think it depends on what kind of church it is. Maybe like a priest or a reverend or a,
Hmm. Yeah.
I think it varies depending on what religion it is. A
Yeah.
rabbi.
Rabbi. Okay, I think yeah. I think something like a very assertive priest.
Okay.
Mm, hmm. Yes, I think I've got it. Something like a servant to the devil himself. Hmm. I like where it's going, but I don't think I like the how he sounds. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I can picture him because he's a probably a dude of power,
Okay.
in the religious world.
Yeah.
So he probably sound a little more sophisticated.
Right. He might be more well educated.
Yeah.
I mean, because some of the people I know who have gone to school to become priests, I think they go to school for like 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's worth
I don't
it.
know. I know a couple people who almost became priests and then they dropped out. I also
Yeah.
know someone who almost became a nun and then
A
gave up.
nun.
She dropped out like right before she would have become like a full-on nun. She
Yeah.
was like, there are too many mean, angry nuns in the world. And I was like, are there? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She was like, I had to get out. I was
I
like,
could be
oh.
you.
She was like, I loved it for a while. And then she was like, and then I started hating it. And I was like, oh no, I should not become a mean, angry nun. I was like, all right.
Yeah, I saw a nun pick her nose before.
Really? Well, I mean, they are people, just
Yeah, they're
regular
still
people.
people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do normal people pick their noses at like age 60?
I don't know.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering.
I mean, I think at some point everybody picks their nose, so maybe they just
Yeah,
thought no one was looking. They didn't have a handkerchief on them. I don't know.
maybe.
Do their outfits have pockets? I don't even know that. So
Yeah, I don't think they do have pockets now that you mention.
I don't know. Yeah, like where would she keep her tissues? I'm not sure. In her
Hmm.
hat, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, like in the sort of the hat might be it.
So let's go ahead and try a couple other ideas for this voice, for this character.
Yeah. So the first one I got is the a servant to the devil himself. Or a servant to the devil himself. Or
I feel like that one's a
maybe
little too close to the narrator. Let's try a
yeah.
couple others. Just different ideas.
Hmm. How about
What about like a really elderly one?
A servant to the devil himself.
I feel like that could be like a Merlin kind of voice, you know?
yeah.
Or what if you did one who's very um, like shocked and horrified?
A servant. A servant to the devil himself.
What if you did like you're scared?
A, a servant to the a servant to the devil himself.
All right, yeah. So what do you feel like you learned through that?
There's a lot of variation that can go to this one, dude.
Right? Yeah. What if we did more accusing?
A servant. A servant to the devil himself.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
nice. Okay, good. I also think you can pick like character inspirations like the minister in Pollyanna or that scary priest from The Hunchback of Notre Dame or like you could pull ideas from different things or like oh, I just watched a movie that had like a down home Southern preacher, so you could do something like that. Um, I could use my granddaddy as an example. He was one of those pulpit pounding preachers, fire and
Oh,
brimstone.
fire brimstone.
So yeah, like you could use different ideas. You could pick like I knew a pastor who was like very hip and cool once upon a time. I could try like using him as a character example. So you can always do that too, where you pull actual inspiration from people as well. So yeah, a few different ways you could do it. So which one was your favorite so far and why?
I think I might have to go with the scared one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that it's scary to you that you're like, oh, this is
Yeah, like,
really scary, guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, this is for real.
Yeah, like you just saw a zombie like pop out of the earth or something, and it's like, ah!
yeah, like,
Or like a
ah.
vampire slinking out from an alley in the night or something, right? It would be really
Yeah.
scary. Yeah. Cool. All right, so let's try that.
Hmm.
Do you want to go ahead and record it?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I think he'd be more like,
A servant to the devil himself.
Nice. Yeah,
or
and you could even do a few different takes and then listen back later and then pick your favorite from the different takes.
yeah. I might have to turn down the input for this.
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, every time you change your character voice, it's important to go check your input gain levels because it might change every time.
Yeah.
A
So, really good
servant.
catch there.
Yeah, because then it's gonna start spazzing out, and that would kind of suck. So,
I, I need to be.
um, actually, now that I mention it, do you think he'd have more of like a guttural, wheezy voice?
Maybe we could try that too.
Yeah, like mm,
Like you smoke a lot.
yeah.
Servant to the devil himself.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ser- Servant to the devil himself.
Okay.
Time to kick it into high gear.
I got I got I got spooked by the I forgot to mute the second track.
Oh, yeah, and it caught you off guard. No problem at all.
Yeah. I was so tunnel visioned
That's
that
okay.
I forgot.
I'm ready. A servant to the devil himself.
Uh,
Do a couple more takes just so you've got some options.
yeah.
Servant to the devil himself.
Yeah, I liked how you felt kind of like breathless or like you're catching your breath there. That was kind of neat. Let's try one more.
Mm-hmm.
A servant to the devil himself.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Yeah. So, can you today, as soon as we hang up, can you do this same thing with each of the different townspeople and with Abigail as well? Okay. And then I want you to go through and like piece it all together, like insert the townspeople into your narrator track. Can we do
I can
that?
do I can do that.
Can you do all that today?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Do you think you'll also have a little bit of time that you could do some editing through it? Like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
definitely could.
cool. And then as soon as you're done with that, I want you to save it as a project file and export it and email it to me because then at least if you lose it, I'll still have it.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I can listen to it. Alrighty?
hmm Yeah, it'll be a win-win.
Yeah, awesome work today, Samuel. Also, send me the other one that you were like, oh, wait, I forgot I recorded that one. Send that one to me as well. Okay?
Yep, I
Great.
will.
And then we're going to meet on Tuesdays from now on. Yeah?
Yep,
Great. Awesome.
that's perfect.
Okay, I'll see you next Tuesday then.
Yep, see ya. Thanks
Fantastic
again.
work today.
Thank you.
Alrighty, I will see you in 1 week.
See
Keep
ya.
up the great work.
Will do.
Bye, Samuel.
Bye.